afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, amazing Propagandacast from your host, Pearl Dane, Master of Propaganda, Hero of Sight, Defender of the Fatherland, the only Propagandacast fit for your eyes to watch. Anything else may be considered harmful to your health and sanity. Report to your local commissar for anything suspiciously not Propagandacast. Off here to 1 vs 1 on Ladoga Karelia. In these we got Refero fighting for king and country, the Commonwealth. Rolling out here with the mighty Guards Armored Division tasked with shattering the Germans, holding up here in this area under the command of B-Sky Revolution. Fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Taking on the role here of the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitlerjugend with elite troops versus tactical support regiment there for Refero. We got triple section start there for Refero. Grenadiers, MG42 there for Revolution. Pioneer setting out, MG42 setting out there. Inchnoff is going for the centre first, or he's heading for the northern fuel point, where Refero is definitely heading centre north as well, trying to secure some position ahead of time there, though usually as the British trying to rush to any sort of tactical vital point is usually a bit futile, since they don't need to build buildings, they can just get there right away, so usually as the Wehrmacht just better off focusing and trying to outmaneuver them somewhere just like that, by being a bit further, shows they ahead. We got trouble section there though for Refero now. Grenadiers 74-2, more Grenadiers there for Revolution. Is occupying the house. He wants to try and secure the centre here, I guess. Grenadiers northwards for the fuel point there. More Grenadiers there, roughly on the way. Bit of a standoff here around here. We got a section there for Refero heading southwards as well. Grenadiers for the section here. More shots being fired. MD4 setting up to support here. Should catch the section in a bit of a bad spot. There's a little caught in a crossfire here between the MD42 and the section and the Grenadiers. And there goes suppressed. Nice work there by Revolution. First burst of the MG42 and service the British, the MG42 can prove to be quite crucial, since the Grenadiers versus the section fight in a lot of situations not particularly well favourable for the Grenadiers, so you really want the MG42 to sort of swing individual engagements in your favour and then quickly push onwards. Grenadiers pioneers heading southwards here, got Samex by the southern fuel point, northern one claimed there by Revolution and the 12th SS Panzer Division Hitlerjugend. It's a name because most of its recruits were drawn directly, well, almost all of its recruits drawn directly from the Hitlerjugend. Highlighting that way its origin. A little fun fact there. Going to describe the northern victory point field, but then sees Brits need to counterattack their deal with the Brits. MG4 in the centre, going to in the centre. The MG4 actually forced to retreat there, heading for the southern point here with the section. Need to counterattack immediately. I mean, versus the British, you really don't want to fall behind in the fuel race, because if the British get ahead of you too far, they can absolutely curb stomp you. So as the Wehrmacht, it usually is very important, I mean more than normal, to keep up in terms of fuel. I mean already as the Wehrmacht, it's kind of crucial to at least get to tier 3 reasonably fast, but versus the British, it's even more important to do so. Grenadiers setting out here. Ground the northern point, no immediate counterattack with the fuel point. I mean, he could have, I think, disrupted them setting up the sandbags there, but in this case, of course, it's too late already. MD42, they're getting good to go again. We got a fourth Grenadier squad there for Revolution. I mean, he could also gone for another MD42 versus all these Brits, but or he could have just take that fast. That's probably what I would suggest personally, going for some Panther Grenadiers versus the British can, I find, usually be quite profitable in terms of getting the Brits dead, as the experts like to call it. Fourth Grenadier squad on the way there. I mean, he's likely going to go for G43, so it's certain the British can help out a bit, if he's correct. But there you go, section caught up with the MD42 again. There we go, suppressed. Other section also suppressed. There you go, section threatening the other's flank there, the MD14 to get troops up the support. Centrewards is pushing again, needs a bit more, I think, aggressive in some ways, so of course not recklessly so, but at the same time, he is, I think, being a bit, at times, awkwardly cautious, which is giving Refero more time to push back again. So there you go, MD14 he's going to retreat there in the end. He's got back the sections there, almost got one wiped out. That'd be pretty big there for Revolution. Needs to grab that fuel point schnell, grab the centre point, and also I think he needs at some point soon take up again, pushing for bigger stuff. Refero, of course, already taken up. He's also brought out a Vickers machine gun to help deal with the Huns, the Jerrys. And we got there the sappers called in the recovery chaps. We'll also start with minesweeper kits. And he's essentially just paying, well, 30 more manpower for that. Or 20 more manpower for that, which is not a half bad deal. And a large munitions for other things. They're good makers moving about. They're good handling there with the Vickers by Refero. Not something I see a lot of from British players, but I mean, a well-handled Vickers can be quite lethal, just like a well-handled MG42. Of course, the thing is, it's a real bastard to handle, so most players, if they get away with it, just skip the machine gun, because again, it's very clumsy in a way. Bunker up there for Revolution, take up down there for Revolution as well, so good. Grab the northern point. Then I'd like to make a nice company yet. We've got section samples moving in there. And it is being assaulted here in the centre. I suspect he might be setting up there for the G33s, which will certainly give him more abilities to attack and flank more aggressively. Medic bunker there should get going. But so far, Revolution struggling here a bit with the Refero. MD42 up north, though, once more trying to turn the tide, but the southern flank there needs to be covered up as well. But I feel like Revolution needs to sort of try and less look for direct fights with the Refero and just look to try and find fights that work in his favour. Look to try and outmaneuver him more because, again, as the Wehrmacht, if you just try to play at the British pace, you will usually lose because the sections are just so much better than your grenadiers. I mean, that's just not going to work out for you. So I feel like what is needed here is a tactical change for Revolution, because already we can also see there's some, shall we say, significant issues with how his strategy is proceeding against Refero, who's already so far managed to seize most of the map, and he's definitely getting more fuel here than B-Sky Revolution. We got roughing it off here, could do a bit of damage, but oh, there we go, that actually turned out to be much better than I would have figured of gone. Section routed. Heading southwards is definitely going to be the right approach now for Revolution. We got like to make a nice company up, definitely good. Some light vehicles or panzer grenades could do quite a bit of good as well there. And we got Refero here going for grenades. Interesting, it's worth noting, he's actually yet to bolster the section, but he's going for grenades plus the Vickers. That's slightly, well, a bit of a deviation there from typical British strategies. Not necessarily bad, but again, it just highlights some differences there. And we've got here the air resupply operation opening up for mortars and other fun stuff there. Revolution away so far. Yes, there we go. There's one grenadier squad at least being equipped with the G43s. Where they give air 43.
Our capture point. They're trying to take it.
Seizing the southern field point here. Machine gun them moving about. We got the biggest crowd on the field point there. Almost got it. Grenadiers on the very much lonesome on the south. And there you go. Sprinting ahead here using the air resupply operation. We also makes them move fast in the territory to quickly move into contest here. Nice play there by Refero. Bit of rubbish like there for Revolution. And there you go, push him. The Vickers already positioned behind the section now come the fuel point. Nice play there by Refero. Grenades off here, stun grenades. Of course, immediately telling Refero now what his opponent's going for in terms of doctrine. He knows it's elite troops, because elite troops are the only one that has access to the Model 24 stun grenades. Section opening up here, closing 82. Grenades in the bit of trouble as well. We got a mortar as well now here for Refero. Nothing so far here out of the like to make a nice company for Revolution. We got Stormtroopers out though. Adding MP40s to them should definitely be a priority. There goes going for the mortar. Could force Refero to have to switch forces backwards. But right now though, again, it's a bit of a struggle here for survival for Revolution. ME12 SS grenade and the MD42 almost wiping out there. Grenadiers flanking up here, catching the machine gun in a really bad spot there by the way with the grenades and heavy cone G43s. Oh, still suppressed because odds to stack his face out too far. Bad luck there for Revolution. Very bad luck. Great though for Refero. Still, he's trying out at least 100 neutral to slow down Refero's fuel income, which is admirable. Need to grab that fuel point here. We got grenades moving forward. We got pressure here already close to Revolution's base. The situation is very much challenging here for Revolution. Partly due to their infantry in terms of numbers. I mean, most British players I think just gone for 3 sections, maybe 4, and then bolstered them. You're relying on smaller but larger squads. Now Refero instead is relying on a lot of more moving elements, which aren't quite as durable. But again, he's got more pieces he can move, and he can move them, you know, well as we can see he is. I mean, he can really give Revolution a much harder time because again, that really makes it much harder to use his grenadiers effectively. Since again, with a lot more numbers about, they can't just, you know, pop up as he wants to. He needs to adapt his tactics, you know, to respond to Refero's tactics. Since again, he's got the better infantry just in terms of like 1-for-1 bases. Back here, troops reinforcing, setting out there. Southern fuel point secured again here. Refero is already taking up here, and Revolution is, well, definitely not there yet. In fact, Refero can soon go for a Cromwell tank. I mean, we're looking here at roughly the 10-minute mark, which is one of the fastest, you know, medium tank get out. Again, this is with the British, simply because their tech is so much cheaper. And faster for that matter as well. So right now, the situation with Revolution is always starting to look a bit grim. He's going to need pack 40s aplenty. He's going to have a chance as the Cromwells as Refero chucks them at him. Section there charging up, they're going to need to take some heavy hits out in the open here. Quick casualties piling up there for Refero. Needs to be careful here. Small chance of a wipe. In fact, there we go, grenade. And yes, a wipe there against Refero. A minor tactical victory here for Revolution. And the Fatherland and the South Pioneers are being swarmed by sections and sappers. Grenades off there. And to take him on a pretty bad spot here. If Revolution could take it, that'd be pretty helpful. And it would certainly mean he doesn't have to get too neatly to deal with the Cromwell medium tank. We got second counter from the south. We got the mortar in a bit of a tricky spot as well. And no, he allows the anti-tank to get away there. Stormtroopers on the move. We got the Pack 40 in the way. The Panzer Abwehr Kanone 40. Mortar flying away there. Bit risky there for Refero, but at the same time, as you can see there, Revolution is not pursuing aggressively, so he can actually get away with it. Nice response there by Refero. Back here, machine gun running out, and the south points being seized. Revolution needs to work harder for this. Cromwell there slowly approaching for Refero and for the Guards armoured. Back here, troops healing, reinforcing. Pack 40 almost down there for Revolution, and we got the Stormtroopers setting out for the Fatherland. Glory, Germany. Section opening up there. We got the mortar hammering away there as well. Stormtroopers trying to avoid the British, but they're not really having a lot of luck with it. They've kind of been spotted there. And Cromwell's out there for Refero and the Guards armoured. And the Revolution's got a single pack to sort of stop it. Cromwell there moving in. Grenadiers need to get into a more careful position. And of course they need to get the Pack 40 up there, otherwise they're toast. Still, Revolution is coming up something in terms of territory for the Fatherland. We got a single unit heading south, it's very good. Stormtroopers moving up, they're using their craters there to hide out in. And then they get spotted by something. Or they just weren't properly covered, so they get uncloaked, I don't know. There you go, grenade off, nice read there on the situation. Oh, in a bit of indecision, they need to retreat the Stormtroopers now. Pack 40 is up, there we go, it's got smoke down to make it harder here for... Oh, here the Stormtroopers ordered not too fast. They didn't shoot the section, taking just a lot of fire there. Ooh, really rough there for Revolution. He's clearly struggling here with just the amount of pressure that Refero's laying on him. But he's doing his best here. He's doing some damage, but he's also taking a lot. And there you go, Tilly called in, forcing Revolution to see territory in the north. Pioneers heading southwards. So, well, unless he wants his men to get... Whoa! There's a tree that went flying. Quite a bit of shadow there through. Releasing this machine gun here. Fire raining down. I don't think that's going to be enough to deal with the machine gun now. Back here, troops reinforcing. No, oh, we got take up. He definitely should prioritize his Palmer Corps. The faster you get any kind of armor here as a Refero, the better. A Stube, I think, would be the priority here. Of course, even then, he still needs more fuel to build the Palmer Corps. I mean, even here, the situation is pretty rough for Revolution. Over here, troops reinforcing. Refero's Cromwell there is pursuing like a murderous beast in the night. Second Pack 40 here. I mean, he definitely needs more packs to have any chance because, again, he's been struggling with the fuel point. Again, he struggled to adapt at least to Refero's early game, which, again, is really, really potent, as you can see there. Sections machine gun moving about here. Grenadiers moving up. Back here, troops still reinforcing. And in this regard, this is also usually why I wouldn't recommend a heavy tier 1 versus the British. You're usually better off trying to go for fast tier 2 with 2-2s and Panzer Grenadiers, since they tend to stand a better chance of acting into the British, something that's a bit more difficult to chew on. So in this regard, again, I feel like a heavy tier 1 is just not an optimal strategy versus the British. Stormtroopers going to bring their big push into the centre. Of course, got the mortar there to worry about. Pack 40 in there though for Revolution. If he could grab Refero's mortar, that'd be great there for Revolution though. Any piece of artillery can turn against the British would be very helpful here. Section 9 taking down for the Grenadiers, push back here. Loading course for FRS replaces lost section by now. Artillery fire raining off. Cromwell almost destroyed. Let's pull all the way back to the base for repairs. Big push in the north. Anti-tanker once more rerouting. We got a bit of skirmishing here as well. Section flying up, getting behind the Pack 40s. And we got another flank here. Refero really handling his infantry well here. Flanking quite nicely versus Revolution. And it's only highlighting what is Revolution really ought to be doing versus Refero, but isn't quite achieving successfully. Meanwhile, Refero's bringing up the second Cromwell. And again, Revolution so far has not been able to get the fuel to build even the Palmer Corps in the first place. So again, there's a notable difference there. Section almost taken out here by the Grenadiers. close. He needs to get the Pack 40 away, grab the center, but he needs the fuel. He needs the fuel so much more. Of course, he's at the same time also on victory points. He can't ignore them either. Section rounded by the Stormtroopers. Got 4 kills, veterans 1. Back here, nothing further going on. Heading the northern fuel point again. South, they got to sneak up there, getting behind Revolution again. Revolution once more being outmaneuvered by the British when it's really them he should be outmaneuvering. Back here, troops enemy enforcing. Cromwell number 2 almost down there for left on the Guards armoured, giving a Revolution likely more rough times ahead.
Cromwell gun tank ready for action.
As he struggles to keep up with the Refero's frenetic pace, certainly highlighting just how much a veteran player Refero is. Alex is firing away. 25-pounder guns, grabbing the CoH one there again. He's got the fuel point though, but how long can this time Revolution hold it? And he's going for tier 4 right now. I definitely feel like that's a really bad idea. I mean, I can see the logic to an extent, but the problem is he doesn't have the secure fuel supply to really allow a tier 4 to be anything remotely workable. He needs to go for something a bit more economically viable. He needs Stoogs. Because again, he can't afford to play a slow pace. He needs to outmaneuver. That means he needs to be faster here than Refero, and packs are simply not going to cut it in that sense. He needs to pursue the armor and need to threaten it more actively. And right now, again, he's not going to do that for starters. And simple going for the Panther. I mean, it's possible, but it's going to take him a long time to get. They got one Cromwell though. That's a big win there for Revolution. At least it buys us more time, but it might not end up mattering if he doesn't get rid of that bleeding. Get out some armor. And there you go. Got the machine gun. That's actually pretty big there for Revolution. He can actually seize it. I mean, that gave him 2 machine guns to make it harder for Refero to use his infantry effectively. At least that's a couple of kills there in a short amount of time. A Cromwell and a machine gun, but so far he's not quite nabbing it. I'd say more to the operational for Refero as well. Need to get the Stormtroopers out there very fast. Need to get the Pack 40s out there. And he needs to head south first. Gonna need to go banging around from the machine gun. That's very good. Oh, he's cropping smoke there. Nice clear move there. Oh, what are you doing? But basically throwing the smoke grenade there can make it hard for the opponent to just shoot you in the eye to more safely grab a weapon. So nice play there by Revolution. Thumbs up. Though of course the Crom's like going to try and fire into it, but still he managed to make it out of there thanks to that smoke maneuver. So again, 2 thumbs up. That's Revolution. That he at least did quite well. Machine the demon, the advancing British infantry got the Pack 40. There you go. Nice use of smoke there by Refero to return the favour there to Revolution. Heading southwards there with the unit in the centre. Very good. Machine gun forced away. The Pack 40 is all the way back here for enforcement. He is building this upon again. I'm not a fan of that one. At least need to keep heading south there as all this else is happening. He needs to get some troops up to cover that Pack 40. He needs to get the other Pack 40 into position to back the first one up. He is certainly under a lot of pressure. Troops being enforced, healed, whatnot. Directed in the Cromwell by the Pack 40. All exposed. Heading the southern fuel pump. We got the mortar in for the northern. That means probably now Refero's 2 mortars. That's a lot more pressure than at Revolution and the 12th SS. And certainly a mortar might also at some point be good here there for Revolution. In fact, a critical element of the Wehrmacht force compositions, I would say, but tends to be forgotten even by myself, which is a bit shameful, but still, a well-handled mortar can usually prove to be quite crucial for the Wehrmacht. As the Wehrmacht infantry is so much more reliant, I think, on combined arms, which of course means good handling the MD4 too, but also just adding a mortar. You got the Cromwell there rushing with the smoke screen and then interceding itself as well there. Oh no, they stun grenaded themselves! I think he was trying to pop the smoke grenade but misclicked or something like that. How awkward. This time we get the smoke grenade off, but that did not work out too well. He's got the southern fuel point. Victory points wise he's down 225 versus Refero's 461. I mean, in terms of the current fuel rate, we're looking at least 10 minutes before we'll get out Panther. I mean, again, this is not good for Revolution. And again, just highlights, I feel like the rather overreach that he's committing currently in trying to go for a Panther. Again, if he can get a Panther out, the Cromwells will definitely struggle, but at the same time with double anti-tank backing up there, even then the Panther might not get too far. Northeast Stormtroopers for the section, but we're low in health, even in their Vetsi too. Well, apparently it worked out. We also got the Lakers backing up there for Revolution and the 12th SS. South Colonies need to retreat soon. We got push in there, flank out with machine guns. We can see that Revolution's again trying to keep up some sort of pace, but he's still not keeping up with Refero's pace a lot of the time. And it certainly doesn't help again that Refero has tanks and Revolution's not. Again, this is really where you need Stooks, because again the Stooks will be able to much more easily react to Refero's armoured movements, whereas again the Pack 40s are kind of sluggish. Another Crom there for Refero. He knows where victory lies. It lies at the end of the Cromwell's barrel. Grenadiers moving about. They're up north. We've got the mortar. They're about to get assaulted by the Grenadiers. Again, if we could get it, that'd be huge there for Revolution. It'd be massive even. I mean, he seems to be slowly climbing back against Refero after a not very efficient early game, but he's still in a rather tricky position. He needs to focus a lot more on the fuel if he wants to get that Panther in any decent timing. But at least he's sort of slightly managed to push things forwards. Now we're sort of roughly looking more at 5 minutes, whoops, rather than just 10 minutes. But even then, he's got to push the tempo. He's got to mach schnell. And I feel like he needs to sort of accept he needs to cover a small area with the Croms, because he isolates them again, makes it much easier for Refero just to swarm one of them or bypass one of them. I think the machine they got moved too far ahead. Grenadiers dealing with the charging sections. Not enough an upgrade with G for the future, made it much harder here for Refero to charge ahead. Machine, oh no, sets up in the wrong direction. Could have been a misclick, could have just been the machine gun doing it on its own. I have had that happen. The machine gun just for some reason decides, you know what? It wants to point in an entirely opposite direction. You just kind of going, good lord, don't do this to me. And of course it does. Grenadiers, they're wiped out as Refero just charged forward for the sections. Again, you might notice he hasn't bothered upgrading them with, say, Bren guns, because the thing is, when Relic at some point buffed them, they sort of, I know, just make them too good out in the open without needing Bren guns. I mean, they sure they're better, but you don't need them. You don't need to upgrade the sections, because in 4-man section, you can see, are proving to be quite formidable. Got the second about the Crom rolling back. Machine gun, ooh, about to get hit here with either artillery or grenade. There you go, Mills bomb off. And wipes the MD4 to a significant loss there for the Revolution. He is closing in again on that Panther, but he's still some time away there. He's still struggling to keep up there. We've got the second Stormtrooper scored out there. That could work out here, but nonetheless, the machine gun got wiped. He should be more careful. That he should get the closest troops, but that's too late for that now. Crom ring about. Just intense pacing here up north section, that ground the victory point. Revolution is just constantly trying to play a game of catch-up. He's reacting all the time more than he's acting to Refero, and that's just further giving Refero what he needs. I mean, he's really impressed how much all this stuff Refero can handle so well. And certainly shows that the British can be played well, without necessarily relying on all the typical cheese, because in part the British is just sort of on a core level. Again, they got some really powerful tools like just the base infantry section. Machine gun slowly moving ahead, then again now it's a Vickers. Storms ring in there, needs to get the pack forts up to cover better. He got 199 versus 140, but Refero so far has not suffered any major loss. And again, the Dome Mortars also proved to be a bit of an issue with them. They haven't actually killed anything so far. But again, it's just a cycle. Oh, there you go, they actually did it there. But again, they just are running a lot of psychological pressure for Revolution. He's going for more Grenadiers again. I really would love to see some Panzer Grenadiers at this point. They just provide much more better COC assault support and could help much more easily clear the anti-tank guns or any other support weapons. And again, they're just much better, you know, pursuing units that are trying to get away with their assault rifles. Got the Crom moving out there, noting, I don't think he's, oh, he's upgrading one on the least, that's something. Smokes from down there from Refero to again obfuscate the lines of fire. Revolution's defensive screens, very good. We got fuel cache out there. Nice, they're a bit late. I mean, it's going to help upset things a bit, but it really shut them one down sooner, to be honest. We want to really to make it work, but I suppose better late than never. I mean, he's not far off from the Panther now, and the fuel cache will help speed it up. Of course, it comes at a manpower cost, which means in some ways he might be faster in terms of fuel, but manpower wise he might have just delayed it a bit more potentially. So the situation remains pretty prickly still here for Revolution. I mean, again, he's somehow scratching his way back against Revolution or Refero, but Refero is absolutely 100% determined not to make it easy for Revolution. Lots of smoke screens there. Again, he's just making it very difficult to him to form up any sort of easy defense, which Refero can't just, you know, charge through. It's a really nice use of smoke there by Refero. 2 thumbs up. Again, really one reason I wanted to cast this map, because again, just really good smoke usage can be absolutely crucial in just disrupting an opponent's defense and just make it happen to just form up anything effective. And again, thumbs up here. Cromwell's again just rushing from him. He's just, everything's collapsing, it's falling apart there for Revolutions. Again, he just can't keep up with this. Again, he can't just easily respond to this because he lacks something more mobile than the packs and the machine guns. There you go, pushing back the section. The Stormtroopers are proving to be quite helpful in the south. We've got a bit of a flank here. Nice. Might actually be able to cut the machine gun or something else. Third Cromwell away there for Refero. Panther is roughly getting there for Revolution. He's got the fuel, he just needs some manpower. He could, I suppose, try and go for the Tigris, so that's probably not what I recommend now. He's going for the mortars, I think, with the Stormtroopers. I'll clear those out, at least 4 of them away. Heading for the southern fuel point. Now he's just grabbing the centre victory point. Anti-tank pulling back here from the north and the centre. Oh, he cancels the Cromwell. He might actually decide he wants to go for that Crocodile now, which could actually prove to be a bigger problem there for Revolution. Particularly wants to go for the Panther. But anyways, grab the centre point here. At least he's bought himself some respite here versus Refero, who just quickly pulls back his mortars. His pudding tubes, very nice. Grenadiers setting out. Pioneers moving ahead as well. Healing reinforcement here for Revolution and the German army, the 12th SS. Cromwell's there being repaired. Both in dire need of repairs. We got mines here and there. Also nice work there by Refero. Heading the southern fuel point as well. He needs to be careful with all this manpower. Again, if he wants the Panther, he needs to accept he might have something stuff doesn't get reinforced right away to get those damn Panthers out. Because if he doesn't get out as soon as going to Tom, there you go again. Another series of smoke screens, anticipating perhaps the defense of the centre, which is why he's thoroughly smoking the stuffing out of it. Artillery coming off, they're going to need to retreat, but again, thumbs up to Refero for consistent tactical use of smoke in preparation of attacks and whatnot. Maybe if just been there for diversion. Either way, though, thumbs up there. Really solid stuff there. I really cannot just, come in good smoke usage. Definitely something I want to see more often. Again, something that's nice to see some good skilled players make use of, because again, you can see there, it makes it easy for him just to push through there when he actually makes the push. But anyways, Pack 4's been up on this one in there. Of course, Revolution needs to be careful not to push it all together, because again, he just risks getting immediately hit by smoke here from a Refero. Storms will try and deal with all of it. It's not looking too good there. Cromwell pushed away, less than half health. And he can call in the Panther now, the Panzerkampfwagen 5. Stormtroopers down, bit of a blow there to Revolution. That was his veteran Stormtroopers like that as well. Get that Panzerkampfwagen 5 going. Oh, Scheiße. Forgot about it, I guess. Get it going, Revolution. Summon the Panther. I mean, it's kind of what you've been going for, so at least get it when you can rather than delaying it any further, because that's not something we're losing the thought. There you go. Panther on the way. Panzerkampfwagen 5. And there you go, in preparation of assaulting him just maybe to disrupt here. Just overall Revolution mentality. He's just smoking, and again, Revolution knows he can't afford to, figure out, is this a bluff or not? Because if it is a bluff, great, he held his ground, but if it isn't, he's just going to get completely, stonewalled, so he's need to reposition. Panther is slowly on the way. He's actually managed to stabilise the map. He actually knows most of the map. He's got both fuel points, got victory points, but again, the smoke screens from Refero's double mortars makes it so much harder for Revolution to do what he wants to. And you to enjoy any sort of moment of respite, because again, the smoke just sort of is the harbinger of these, British things coming. As if though they imported the fog from England and delivered it straight to the front line to make the Germans stay worse. Second, Norfolk is nearby. Ace level with G43s, that's very good. Panther's about to hit here for Revolution. More explosions going off. Machine gun doing what it can here, but it's not enough. Section as the grenades need to be careful. Of course, he loses sight for a few moments. There he goes, going to get grenaded, and he dodges it. Nice. Panther arriving. Panzerkampfwagen 5 mobilized. Section here being shot to bits here by the G43 building grenadiers and routed. So good, so good. Push for the centre as well. Section taking loss. We've got the mortars nearby, machine gun as well here. A lot of action going on here now, as things are heating up for the fatherland, for king and country. Panzerkampfwagen 5 milling about here. That's the Model A, which was sort of the middle model of Panthers, and actually saw production. You can tell from the radiation pipes, or whatever radiator pipes on the rear, that sort of looks a bit more triplicate. And also from the gun mantlet, since Earlier models would not have that, and later models would have the chin on the gun mantle there to avoid shots bouncing into the top of the armour, since there was a bit of a shot trap there. Anti-tanks on the front from the gun needs to focus on quickly. Anti-tanks backing up here. Ooh. Almost got the Cromwell there. Close one. And it goes down. Small tactical win there for Revolution. Down to just one anti-tank. Or tank there. But there you go. Crocodile on the way. The anti-tank is he get away. Get away. Ah, scheiße. Up north, stormtroopers about here. Panther in some serious need repairs here as Refero's likely going to try and take advantage of the damage he's done, plus the just raise course here in Revolution's formation to push forwards with his anti-tank guns and with his armour. Need to pull the Panther back further. Got the Crom charging forward here. Target weak point at the right time could also prove crucial here, though he doesn't quite have the munitions for it, unfortunately. Section caught with the Vickers, going to do something about here as well. Crocodile moving ahead here. At the same time, we're going to flank him from the south again. Solid manoeuvring there by Refero. Solid manoeuvring. He's just on the top of this. Storms there, some answer on the find themselves on the flank of the tanks, which without anti-tank weapons is just going to be a suicide mission. As the Germans would have called it, ein Himmelfahrtskommando. And that's clearly what's ended up here for the Stormtroopers, tragically. Charge straight into the Crom, Pack 40s, no target weak point available. Grenade here in the Grenadiers. Panther moving about there, half elf. Target weak point. Come on, Revolution. Aim for the weak point, in particular against the Crocodile, which is just absurdly heavily armoured with a lot of health. Panther taking a lot of damage. Pat firing away there. Churchill taking a lot of damage. They might be able to get it, but he's going to suffer a lot in the process. He's down to just the Grenadiers. He's doing some damage to Refero as well, but there's enough. Panther there about to get knocked out, though. Sadly, no infantry about to support to clear out the anti-tank guns. And again, this is where Panther Grenadiers can also really shine, since they're really good at clearing out anti-tank guns. Still, some brutal losses there on both sides. Evolution, if he could get a bit more infantry out there against some stormtroopers to support the Panther here. For example, he could have quick called them, cleared out the anti-tank gun. He might be able to get the Panther out of there. Instead, he has been forced to drive around him, not being able to get it out of there. And of course, got the other stuff nearby, and that's going to, I think, be the end of the Panther. Unfortunately, here for Revolution. Still, there might be hope still. There might be hope still, but it's going to be pretty challenging here, I think, for Revolution. And losing that Panther did not do many favours. Still, he managed to cut down a lot of Refero's stuff, but perhaps not enough. We'll have to see. Going in here, machine gun was taken out. Well, that of course means Refero doesn't get it. Then Refero has two machine guns now, one MD-42 and the Vickers back. And there you go, machine gun rears his ugly head. Artillery raining down. Back here, troops reinforcing. Pack forwards there, by the way, quite vectioned up. We got more problems there for Refero. Fixing up the crumble. Anti-tankers there being hauled back for repairs and reinforcement, or probably just reinforcement or repairs needed. 110 versus 379. Oh, Grenadiers almost taken out there by the howitzers. Yeah, really proving to be very, very gruesome. Grenadiers, oh, almost got the mortars this time, but not quite still. 100 points left here for Revolution and the German army. Will he go for another Panthers? He's going to try and go for an all-in here with the Tiger Race. That's going to be interesting to see. It's starting to look like he's going to go for the Tiger Race, though. Grenadiers heading for the southern point. Now the Cromwell out here for their throat for the British Army. Quick rough there against the MD-42. Sadly, he wasn't quite deep enough on the flank here. Up north, going to bring back the section.
The capture point is being overrun.
Section moving about. Let's into the Grenadiers. Vickers setting up as well. 89 versus 379. Tiger Race is close. He's almost got the manpower needed. Almost. It'll be interesting to see how the new Tiger Race handles. Will it be any better? Will it be worse? It will be more expensive though. Unless they decide to change something right before release. Of course, I will be making a video on that once we get the final patch notes to see if there's been any sort of further final changes. And as they're routed, engaging here the section with the mighty Tiger Race with its 88mm gun, its expert crew of hardened tankers. Getting here Cromwell, he's charging in rather blind, I feel like, which is a bit more risky. He's taking a lot of damage, I think, needlessly, and the Cromwell is blocking the path to Tiger. Ace ensuring he can't easily bypass the anti-tank guns. Very nice work. Sabba's moving up there. Got the Cromwell, but it's only abandoned. Now he's going to get too close to the Sabs, get hit with an anti-tank grenade. Nice use of the train there to creep up on the Tiger Race, leaving Revolution's Tiger Race absolutely blind. At the same time, the Pack 4 is being hit with artillery and tank fire. There you go. With this, GG, game over. Lost Revolution and the 12th SS. A brutal fight right here on Ladoga Karelia. But in the end, there were a few, I think, issues there with Revolution strategy and tactics in part again. I don't think you should have gone for the Panther. You should have gone for some medium armor, and preferably of the same faction. You should have gone for some Stuks, since they're just faster and cheaper, because that way allow them to fight the pace of Refero better. But I also feel like at times he just kept trying to fight Refero head on, and that's really not where the Germans, at least the Wehrmacht, really does well with the British. He's flanking this, armouring, he's looking for any sort of isolated units to hit them hard and just sneaking up on them, and that's definitely not what I feel like Revolution did, and I think that made it easier for Refero to fight him, so that's definitely something that could be worked on. But still, I mean, finding the Brits is really difficult for the Wehrmacht in the 1 vs 1 at the moment. So, I mean, I do understand, but still, there were some things I feel like could have done better. And the Panther, I feel like, was a big mistake. So, there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment on it. Tell your friends, tell your family, but don't tell your enemies. This is Imperial LinkedIn. Cheers. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you all tomorrow again for another episode.